Steve Gamache with the Chef Knives to Go quick look product video, and in this edition we are looking at the Takamura VG10 Nashiji Gyuto 210mm knife. This knife has a core steel of VG10 stainless, and the heat treat rating is about 61 Rockwell. A little typo here in my construction, but it's a stainless cladding over the top of a stainless core. You can see the core steel, and we can catch the light just right, but the core steel shows up right there. If we can catch it, there you go. And the cladding is a hammered, they call it Nashiji, which is pear skin finish. It's really kind of a modified Nashiji, but it's got a hammered finish. It looks really nice, got some texture to it. You do have a embossed kanji logo there. It's a little hard to pick up with the texture on the cladding. The knife itself is 5.7 ounces, 162 grams. The blade length, this one's just slightly over 210 at 213, 8.4 inches, and overall length about 11.8. These knives are pretty thin, so the thickness at the heel here of the blade itself is about 1.8 millimeters, and it pretty much keeps most of that all the way through until you hit the grind of the knife. It thins up where the grind starts, and its grind starts pretty high, so you get a real thin tip on this. Height on this particular sample is 45.4 millimeters at the heel, and the handle is a black Packawood stabilized handle with really nice fit and finish, very smooth throughout. Part of what makes these knives kind of light for Western handled knives is they have a partial tang, so the tang doesn't go all the way through like a traditional Western handle. It's a partial tang, which lightens up the handle quite a bit. The handle itself is fairly slender, not super small, but fairly slender with nice rounded lines to it, so it's really very, very comfortable in the hand. Balance point on this is right there, so it's pretty close to a pinch grip, very nimble feeling in hand. And the profile on this blade is a gentle sweep with a bit of a flat spot at the heel, not a ton. Let's put it on our sample board. So here's what it looks like on the board. Got a bit of a flat spot at the heel, and you can get pretty high before hitting anything as far as the tip. So I can get up to about right there before the tip starts wanting to go into the board. So this will rock pretty high, but it's got just a gentle overall good profile here. The grind is really nice on these knives. They are quite thin at the edge. They are not as thin overall as the Migaki R2 steel series from Takamura, but they're still pretty darn thin, and their performance is close to the R2. Not quite as good through stuff, but very close. A little bit more non-stick because of the slightly thicker blade and grind and the texturing on the cladding, but these are just really nice knives. The tip just goes through stuff extremely well. Fit and finish is very good all around. They're pretty much ready to go right out of the box, and so if you're looking for a little more interesting finish than the R2 series or a little bit less expensive version, although the steel's not quite as hard and the edge doesn't last quite as long, these are very well executed knives, and they really are fun to use and just great all around performers. So Takamura VG10 Nashiji Gyuto 210mm.